Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Superbike 22. We're going to be using Alvaro Bautista here at the back of the grid in the fantastic circuit of Catalunya right here in Barcelona. So starting at the back against the 120% difficulty AI, this one could be rather challenging as we just position ourselves into turn 1, trying to make up space, and now Tati Mercado slow on the entry going into turn 2, a lot of riders and a lot of space on track, so with a wide track like this one we should be alright to move on through, and already up into 13th, looking to get ahead of the Bon of Action team of Loris Baz there on the left hand side, up on the inside of the BMW. See another BMW to the left hand side there within Scott Redding. Of course, Redding having a massive tumble into the final corner here in Catalunya in the real life Grand Prix that just occurred a couple of hours ago. We're bringing on the power now, using power setting 3 and using all of the grunt of the Ducati. We're going to slip on through, at least try to slip on through, Andrea Locatelli, who himself got involved with some carnage in the Grand Prix. Race 2, seen him crash out, and of course contact was made with Iker Lecuona, which sent them both into the gravel at one point. So now onto the firm parts of the brakes there for the left hand side for Lakaisha. Difficult corner here in turn 10 in Catalunya. It's a great corner, I do very much enjoy that one, and overtaking there, either whether it's around the outside or very firm on the brakes. It's certainly a magnificent corner here in Montmello. We're now bringing it onto the right hand side in 9th position, just 2 seconds behind race leader and world champion Toprak Razgatlioglu. But we're going into the Catalunya corner for the first time of asking, with 6 more attempts after this one. We're up into 9th place with the slipstream of Xavi Vierge. Now, of course, important to mention that the 120% difficulty AI don't struggle as much as the other difficulties when it comes to the straights. I do find that they've been pretty solid, and I haven't just been able to blast past them using power setting 3. So that's a good change. It's going to be rather competitive, but I do feel superior to the AI right now, and I would say that's down to playing online, racing fast opponents like we did in the live stream a few days ago, or at least yesterday by the time I'm recording this, but I guess in the future it'll be a few days ago. But if you did enjoy that stream and you want to see some more, let me know in the comment section, because I'm always down to do more streams. It's just a matter of time to do them. Oh goodness me, as Xavi Vierge flew on through there and pushed Alvaro wide, as we're going to try and get the cutback here, or at least the responders are going to go wide, and then bumping into Garrett Gerloff, almost sending him out of the track into the TB3 corner. Gerloff will be miffed, of course, getting a podium in the sprint race, and certainly looking a bit far from it now. But yeah, regarding streams, I do appreciate all of the guys who joined me in the stream and even shared some donations, subscribed, and had lots and lots of comments to read. So it was an absolute fantastic stream, so I will try and do more from now on. It's just difficult to get the timing right. I don't always get a chance to do it, but I will try and do some more. So if you're interested in more streams, let me know in the comment section down below, so we can get a good understanding of whether we should do more or maybe less. But anyway, moving on from that, we're just about to conclude lap 2 here in Catalunya. So going to the right hand side, see Michael van der Mark just going a little bit wide there. Of course, he got himself a long lap penalty after dumping one of the riders into the gravel. Was it Christophe Ponson? I might maybe wrong, I cannot remember right off the top of my head. But anyway, firm on the brakes we'll go into turn 1. We're going onto the right hand side. We're going to keep it in nice and tight. Quick upshift into second and bring on the power. Looks like through the change of direction we could possibly have a little bit of a sniff on Michael van der Mark, but it's not going to happen. We are going to squeeze up on the inside for turn 3, but it wasn't the move I was originally anticipating. So Eugene Laverty up there in the top 5. What an excellent result for the man on board the BMW. Currently top BMW rider right now here for the German manufacturer, so excellent job for Eugene Laverty. But firm on the brakes will go for the innocuous turn 5. I always find myself touching the apex or just being a little bit too aggressive on the front end, but this time around we're pretty solid, and now going into the TV3 for the left hand side. So regarding the Superbike race that I watched just a couple of hours ago, as we try and go round the outside of Laverty and now have an attack on Alex Lowes. Of course, podium bound was Alex Lowes, which is great to see. Big fan of Alex Lowes, and it's always good to see him being competitive with the best of them. But already up into 4th position, we're looking pretty solid. But regarding the real life Superbike, Alvaro Bautista and his Ducati, something has to be done, because he absolutely dominated here in Catalunya. He only needs to open the throttle on the straight, and there he is. He's in a different time zone. It's just absolutely unbelievable. madness. Little more else to say. It's just a brilliant performance from Alvaro Bautista. He's absolutely, utterly dominant with the Ducati and its speed. But this is what I was referring to. So we have the slipstream. We're not exactly just flying past them. Of course, we are picking up some speed, but we aren't going to be quick enough to have a look. In fact, we're actually going to have a go. I wasn't sure at first, but I wanted a little... No. That's never ideal. Lecco owner is probably not going to be happy with that one. The real-life pole man has just been nudged off wide into the long lap penalty and will probably have to do the loop. So, of course, if you do run off there, you're going to have to do the loop, but I'm guessing the game will not care about that one iota. So now into turn 4 as both Jonathan Rea and Toprak went wide into the right-hander there. They went really far to the left-hand side. So I'm going to try and bring on the attack to not just Jonathan, but to Toprak as well, because Jonathan's going to be there. But we do have a chance to now attack Toprak. Where do we go? Do we go around the outside? It's going to be a brave move to go around the outside here into the TV3. But we got it we got it to stick. Beautifully done on board the Ducati. Absolutely brilliant. The Ducati feels fantastic. I've been asked a few times what was my favourite bike in this game, and frequently I've said either the Honda or the Ducati, and you know what, I am leaning towards the Ducati being the most superior bike within Superbike 22. I probably will do a little list eventually, maybe in a couple of weeks' time, not entirely sure, but I'm thinking about doing a big deep look into each bike and seeing which one I like the most. But I can tell you now, I really don't like the Yamaha in this game. Every time I use the Yamaha, I have some issues, some struggles, can't get it stopped, and it just acts strange. If anyone else has had that experience, let me know. I know I was speaking to some guys in the stream, and they also said similar feelings that the Yamaha was the weakest bike on the grid. Sounds a bit like MotoGP. But anyway, bringing on the power now, going into the first corner. I'm using that little line just at the end of pit lane there as a guide for when to brake into turn 1. So if you're kind of getting stuck there for turn 1, use that line as a good indication on when to brake. Now looking at the fuel in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, we are trending in a negative direction here. We've got minus 0.2, so it could be worthwhile just to drop the power down to 2, and then hopefully we'll regain enough fuel to make sure that we're A, have enough fuel for the end of the race, and also enough to hold on to power setting 3 just in case Toprak and Jonathan really put on the pressure for the latter stages of this Grand Prix. But we are approaching the final 2 laps after this one, so got to keep an eye on that for now. But going into the TV3 once more as we go into the left hand side, keeping it in the middle of the circuit so you can get that change of direction into turn 8. Quick upshift into second and into third, and then you're on your way for tackling turn 9. Now the gap as a minute is still somewhat status quo, 1.1 seconds. It's actually gone up a little bit, but it is remaining between 9/10 of a second and up to 1.3. A little bit wide there going into Lakaisha. Got suckered into the corner ever so slightly, but it's not too much of an issue, as I'm going to consider dropping down to power setting 2 in just a moment's time. I'll probably do this straight and then reduce down to power setting 2 as we go into turn 1 and beyond. But finishing up now lap 5, keeping it nice and tight for the final corner, which we do. Brakes a little bit early there just to make sure, and now bringing the power, avoiding on the rumble strip and getting across the line. It won't be an improvement, it's actually dipped back down into the 140s, but it's not too much to be concerned about. The gap is still 1.2 seconds, so Alvaro Bautista, who was dominant in real life, is almost looking as dominant in this game, in this video, right here today. So dropped it down to power setting 2. Bit of a topsy-turvy job doing that, really. I mean, hanging in a corner and dropping the power down to setting 2. It's a strange one. I probably should have saved it for a straight, but it is what it is. I've done it. We're moving on. So into turn 4 for the right-hand side on this penultimate lap. I still feel really confident with the power setting 2. Of course, we only had 1 or 2 corners, but keen to see what it's going to be going in from turn 9 into Lakaisha for turn 10, and for the rest of the corners onwards from there. So bringing on the power and now hitting the brakes firm for the TV3. As we now keep... Oh, I wanted to keep it in tight, but we had a very small moment there just on the brakes. Tyre life is a concern with the softer option tyres we have available. The SC1 was the only front tyre I had available, and the DX1 is the softer option that I wanted to do for this particular race. But firm on the brakes will go in for the left-hand side for Lakaisha, keeping it in relatively well, as we then get the little bit of a bump into the outside of the corner there, just to then bring it round. It's all sort of a camber corner, but not quite, if that makes any sense. We're coming out of turn 12 now, a little quick upshift into second gear. It's now going to the right hand side for the Europe car. We'll now bring on the power and hit the brakes nice and firm here and nice and early so I can keep it in tight. I prefer that tighter line. I noticed some of the guys in the live stream a few days ago were going for a wider sweeping line there. Didn't favour me, I much preferred the tighter apex. And just a quick glance to the left hand side, Alex Lowe's on the podium. That I am chuffed with. You may or may not notice this, but at the end of each video I do have an Alex Lowe's image that says Stay Ace at the bottom, Stay Ace being my catchphrase of course, but right there at the end of the video, Alex Lowe's is there, and I'm pleased to see Alex Lowe's is doing this by his own doing and not by me using him, so that's fantastic. But anyway, we have enough fuel, we have enough time, which we're making a mistake here into turn 4. Maybe ignore the fuel right now because we have to focus on this gap. It's a 1.2 second, it did briefly just drop down to a second against Jonathan. Ooh, I'm wide again now, but this time in turn 5. The tyre life is getting a bit weak. As you can see the degradation in the bottom right corner of the screen there, it has been taking its toll on these Pirellis, but for now, I don't think we have to do anything too drastic here. Just keep it in together, focus on the task at hand, and I think we've got this one done and dusted. This will be my very first victory here in Catalunya, and it will be my very first victory against the AI at a 120% difficulty rate, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Getting used to the manual gears, getting the feelings of the bikes, and I also changed the brake discs, but I'm just quickly dropping it down to power setting 2 now. I've noticed we're on 0.1% of fuel. I don't fancy it dying on me, so I'm going to be a little bit safer rather than sorry. But going into turn 13 now for the final time of asking, at the final lap here in Catalunya, Alvaro Bautista is going to take victory. Alex Lowe's gets the best of his teammate Jonathan Rea, and Jonathan Rea finishes in 3rd place. Johnny Rea 3rd, Alvaro Bautista wins the race, so good championship points for Bautista. So there it is, guys, achievement unlocked, but you didn't see that coming, did you? Hey, well guys, thanks for watching as always. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below. If you really enjoyed it, hit the like button and also consider subscribing as well, pushing for 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But guys, thanks for watching, it's been a pleasure, ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.